So I was scrolling along Trendmood, which is what I do in my free time. Not that I have a huge amount of free time. And I saw this and I was like, that's not a new release. We've seen this, have we not? What's happening? No, this is actually the Major Dimensions 3 by Patrick Ta. Now I have Major Dimensions 1 and 2, so I was like, oh, this looks really like Major Dimensions 1, but just a slightly bit more cool toned, because the Major Dimensions one is a smidgen warmer. But this is coming out sometime soon, and it's going to be the same price as the previous one, which is $70. I don't know. What I will say though is anything that I have tried from Patrick Ta, I have genuinely enjoyed. I mean, I didn't end up with the Major Dimensions 1 and 2 by accident. I do enjoy them. I love his blushes. I think they're fantastic. And as I have said before, I really appreciate the fact that he has that mixture of formulas here between the cream and the powder. I think that's interesting. And the fact that he has the little plastic flippy case. Love. It's funny. It's sort of like, those pictures you were given as a child, to spot the difference. The more I look at this and the more I look at my own Major Dimensions one, I can see that they aren't similar really at all. But it's just the fact that they're similar in the sense of, oh, they're neutrals. This is a lot more dark and deep than the Major Dimensions one, so I can kind of see that. It is a little bit frustrating though that you'd almost not need Major Dimensions 1 and 3, but that's a lot of money to fork out, or maybe that's just me. But these do look like very, very nice neutrals, and as I said before, I do like the formula. So I'm kind of in several minds on this. I don't really know if we necessarily needed this, particularly at that price point. I can see that Patrick genuinely doesn't have that in his collection, so I'm not going to be all like meh, because when you see the two side by side, they're not similar at all. And for transparency, I have my Major Dimensions 1 here, and you can see this is way more warm toned, way lighter, so it definitely isn't duping itself at all. This is genuinely new to Patrick Ta. I think it's just really funny that for me, when I see neutrals, I'm like, oh, they're all the same. But you can see how this would kind of pair very well with the existing palette. I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily run out and get this straight away. I don't think so, particularly not with the $70. Now, if there was 20% off and it was down to $56, I probably would, because I'm a completionist, right? For no other reason. I do like Patrick Ta's formula though, I will say that, and I do, again, like the mix. I did initially think oh my god, they're duping themselves. They're not though at all, as you could see when you see the two of them together. But I did see quite a few of other people who were thinking that as well. And now that I see them together, I can actually see the distinctions. So I see that it was genuinely missing from Patrick's repertoire or his catalogue so far. So this makes sense, and it makes sense with Patrick's own makeup aesthetic. Do I long for the day when he does a colourful eyeshadow palette? Yes, but that's just because I'm an idiot. But this is Patrick's stuff. This makes sense for Patrick. And I am intrigued at some point, but there are other neutral palettes that are coming out at the same time that I think this is badly timed. When you're putting this up against Danessa and her neutral palette, I mean, hands down, it's got to be the Danessa. I feel very much like, that character in Bridesmaids. Well, it has to be Bridesmaids. That's a weird way to stress it. But I don't know. If it's partially off, I'm really just talking myself into it. Let me know what you guys think. Are you over this? Have you tried Patrick Ta? Do you get it? Do you care? Let me know. I need to know I'm not by myself in loving these things in the way that I do.